I'm Joe Ricci, and I've been in 7 Visible Ink performances.
I'm Tony Travestino, and I've been in 8 Visible Ink performances.
I'm Lucy Martin.
I'm Karen Wexler, and we've been in 9 Visible Ink productions.
I'm Catherine Murphy.
I'm Karen Hopkins.
I'm Susan Spain.
I'm Catherine Ogier.
And we have been here all 10 Visible Ink productions.
I've been in over 40 Broadway and off-Broadway shows, and as I write in my bio every year, Visible Ink is absolutely my favorite gig.
Your writing inspires us as artists.
Your comedic pieces have turned Catherine and me into Visible Ink's version of Laverne and Shirley.
While at the same time, your poignant, heartfelt writing has allowed us to reach inside to our deepest emotions.
And as you're about to see, Visible Ink also gives me the opportunity to work on my various accents.
And as you've already seen, you've given us the opportunity to show off our music and dance abilities. Did you know that your words were rap lyrics long before Lin-Manuel Miranda?
My favorite part of Visible Ink is the reception. Oh, because it's where we can meet all the amazing participants whose work we've had the privilege of performing.
Please enjoy this quick trip down memory lane.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne at Turner Classic Movies, and welcome to Visible Ink's 5th anniversary stage reading. This evening is a celebration of all the participants in the Visible Ink program. The pieces we're staging tonight demonstrate a variety of material: personal essays, stories, poetry, and excerpts from a play.
The coach had been making fun of my baggy board shorts all season. Now it was my turn to have some fun. I wore a tiny pink Speedo to swim practice. The coach laughed. It had been 3 years since I met the coach during my winter of chemotherapy.
Can you absolutely guarantee we won't encounter any sharks?
Ma'am, sharks live in a place called the ocean, and we really can't control where they go or don't go in such a large place. So I can't guarantee that you won't see a shark. To tell you the truth, most people would be thrilled to see a shark up close. I wish we could guarantee you would see one, but we can't.
After that, I went through the regular alphabet soup of treatments, each more difficult than I had expected. All of us know the mantra: take the pill, treat the side effects. My life was like taking care of a baby, but this time, the baby was me.
He clipped the tuft onto his head and began smoothing over some of his remaining strands so that it blended in with his own, giving him a nice full head of hair. Impressive.
He's been through acculturation classes and learned to use American vernacular by saying things like hook, line, and sinker, although when he says it, it comes out hook, light, and sinker.
Lou's eyes met Ralph's, and using a Yiddish word for shame, he hissed,
It's a shanda that you raised a son like that. His antics have interrupted our service.
As I turned the corner, I saw fire trucks choking the street. One of the old guys called out,
Oh, you missed it, counselor. It was a scorcher.
I went to the internet. A high PSA can happen from trauma, a digital examination, or too much sex. How could you have too much sex?
We jumped. The wind pushed against me. My body felt as though I couldn't fight back. I felt my skin rippling on my face, and the instructor pulled for the chute. It was the first time I was carefree. I knew that if I could hold on to this feeling, I could make it through the remaining 12 chemo treatments.
I became a regular at local movie theaters. Margaret O'Brien was one of my favorite actresses. She sure cried a lot.
I reached deep inside my roots, searching, talking to myself, pushing the void and loneliness aside and encouraging myself. You can do this. Yes, you can. God, give me strength.
2.5 years since the diagnosis, 49 chemo infusions. Yes, you gotta love MSK for trying to make the experience less onerous. But to me, an infusion should come with mint, rum, and a pretty little umbrella.
Drawn to my 10th floor window as if by a magnet, I look past the 5th story rooftops, hungry for the East River. Not a river at all, really, but a tidal strait of unbridled energy, flowing north, then south, kicking up white foam caps as she goes. Into the push and pull comes a small and steady stream of vessels.
So, you know about my little secret?
I've known for a while. You told me.
When?
We talked about it when I was in the hospital. You said, Dad, I'm gay. And I said, okay.
That never happened. You were so drugged, I probably said, how are you today? And you said, okay.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
Curled up in the back seat of the taxi for the first time that day, I allowed myself to cry. I listened to the words of the song and I felt them sink into my soul. I stopped fighting my fear and sadness, and I stopped pretending I was okay. The message was clear. Whatever I needed to feel, I had to let it be.
I remember waking up after my first surgery, and the surgeon saw me open my eyes, and he said,
"You did great."
It was difficult to speak, but hearing those words was a great relief. I thought about that phrase, "you did great," over and over since that day. But I didn't do a thing. My surgeon and his team did it all. Until today, I bump into people I know well and people that I peripherally know.
How you doing? Do you remember Elizabeth?
And they tell me.
I've been keeping you in my prayers.
I've looked at the cost billed for the medical attention I've received, and the amounts are staggering. The numbers, the effort, all for me. I am truly, humbly mystified that I'm alive and that I've had the gift of the last 6 years. A gift to hold my children, to hug my wife, the gift of more time.
There, in black and white, it read, born August 20th, 1972. Time, 7:39 a.m. Same date. Same time. My mom had given us the wrong time.
You need to buy her better health insurance right now.
Why? Why can't she just use the student insurance?
I want to punch him.
I saw that Memorial Sloan Kettering had a writing program to support its patients. I joined. My writing mentor read my rants and cries and never judged a sentence, no matter how ugly the emotions beneath. I realized I was being heard as I hadn't been before. Whenever I shared my shame at being unable to talk about cancer or about gasping for air, she wrote,
"Remember, Bill, writing can be another way for you to breathe."
I looked at her words for a long while, and I let them in. I took a deep, even breath, and I began writing the story.
Now I have the new boob, and the other one is being difficult. She's not defective. In fact, she's healthy. Just a drag to be around. There's a huge difference between the two girls. The new one is a 25-year-old cheerleader from Dallas named Tammy with an I. And the other one is a cranky 45-year-old retired fact checker from Time magazine named Shirley, who just wants to stay home. I overheard them arguing once.
Oh my God, Shirley, live a little. You're such a bore.
I am living, Tammy. I just do it with less unnecessary movement. I don't need to bounce from one thing to the next. You're young. You'll learn. Life is hard, and so are you.
As we walked to the car, Mom bumped into one of her high school friends.
Betty, how are you? My son, Ira, was just promoted and is making in the high six figures, which is great because you know how much private schools cost these days. But then again, my precious grandsons, Joshua and Aaron, are worth it.
I saw that look in my mom's eyes, and I actually felt sympathy for her high school friend.
Well, isn't that special? This is my son, Mark. He survived cancer. Esa niña es loca. That's why her grandmother's raising her.
You don't let your daughter play with her?
Ay, Dios mío, no.
Your husband got an enema
And blew it out. Your husband took a shit.
Enema! Enema! Yes! She he'd be much better!
Dear God, I thought.
My medicine made my hair fall out partially. My mom got a razor so that my grandfather Lynn could take me to a barber shop to have my hair buzzed off. I had to have my own razor because with leukemia, you can't fight off germs as well as healthy people.
When my piece was published in the anthology, it was amazing because I could have never imagined that something that I wrote like that would be published. And then when it was performed on stage, it just brought it to a whole new level and made it alive in a way I could have never imagined. It just all made me feel so amazing and accomplished.
When Jonathan's story was performed as part of the Visible Ink reading, he had a huge smile on his face the entire time. And for my family, just watching him with that smile was so uplifting. And it was one of those special moments I know we'll never forget.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Edelstein. All these years later, I'm so proud to have had my story selected for staging. Today, I'm a student at NYU Stern School of Business. I'm very busy, but Judith, I promise to submit a new piece for next year. Happy 10th anniversary, Visible Ink.